think it's, well, I know what the date is. Hello, I'm Suzanne Light. No longer walking in darkness, but in the light. I love my name. Just love my name. Because there's a whole story behind that. That's so true. Oh, don't tell me I left my sunglasses again. Y'all, I've changed purses. In this smaller Louis Vuitton. Went to the lake. And I could turn around and go back and get them, but I'll be okay. I'm used to having that great big suitcase purse and everything goes in it, and my glass case won't go in there. So I usually keep them in the car. But that's not what I came on here to talk about. You're like, Suzanne, look, I gotta drink my water today out of my new Stanley. Well, this is the thing. I have got to really double my water intake. Ashley told me that I was supposed to be drinking half of my body weight. Seriously? Seriously? How much is my water bill going to go up if I do that? That's a lot of water. But that's what she told me I'm supposed to be drinking. So, I bought her the big one. Michael the 20. I think this is the 40. It's full right now. It's heavy. So, she loves it. So when she asked me about Father's Day gifts, I said, well, you know, John loves his coffee. And we've been using the older Yetis, you know, so she bought him one. He loves it. Well, heck, this is July now. And Christmas is not till a long time. And our birthdays are past and anniversaries are past. I just bought me one. Yes, I don't buy a lot of stuff. Much. I have more lately because I've lost weight. And I need the electrolytes in the Propel. I gotta find me. I saw a lady on TikTok that's selling something with electrolytes in it. With the dysautonomia, I need the electrolytes. But Ashley said, Mom, you need to be drinking half of your weight in water. Does she realize I can't swim? So, by having this, and I love the handle on it, and it fits right into my cup holder really good. Skinny at the bottom, so that, you know, I just love the feel of it too. I loved hers, but I didn't want to get one just like hers. And then when I showed her this the other day, she's like, oh, I love that, it's khaki. And I was like, well, I loved yours. So if you see me, and I have kind of a floating look, you'll know what it is. You'll know. But I do have to increase my water intake. I think I've gotten lazy. When I had the surgery, I really craved water a lot. And so, I think I've gotten lazy, and I think I'm drinking too many diet drinks. And I told y'all after the beach trip that I was really going to try to get off the diet drinks. So I really am. Anyway, we're going to get these terribly long nails done. John's at home cutting grass. I said, why don't you go get a pedicure and let me get a fill-in, and then we'll just go looking around and just have a fun day out together. Well, obviously that did not interest him. When he doesn't reply to my suggestions, that usually means that he doesn't want to do it. He didn't reply. So I waited a while. Because sometimes I'll get on to him and I was like, well, you did. Well, I was going to. I was fixing to say something. And yeah. I got a drink while we talk, so I'll be clipping this a lot, editing. So, I left him at home cutting grass. But he did fertilize the yard, and we have gotten a lot of rain, praise God. And the kids did get boat time yesterday about twice, but the last 2 days, we've just had pop-up storms like crazy. And you just don't play with lightning. 2 things I've talked about lately. You know, our weatherman has a saying. We have the weatherman from heaven, James Spann. I mean, he's just like, he's right up there. We listen, but he has a statement that he makes called respect the polygon. And And if you're in the polygon for tornadoes, you better respect them. So that's a saying that we have around here. I don't know if it's everywhere else. But after the crazy beach weather that we've had, when I posted about our beach trip and how we didn't get in the ocean, I put hashtag respect the riptide. Because the riptide, undertow and riptide is kind of different. Riptide is the one that is so dangerous because it just sucks you out. And so I also will say hashtag respect lightning. You can hear thunder in the far distance and see a bolt of lightning come out of nowhere. And it's one of those things that you don't get a second chance on. And the kids kept getting aggravated because we made them get out of the water. We made them get off the pier because the pier's got so much metal on it. And they kept getting aggravated. And even John got back out and started pitching the ball to Riggs. And I let them do it for a while. You'll probably see that probably seen that on the video. But it just like the thunder kept on. And I said, John, bring my baby back under this gazebo. I'm scared of that lightning. So he did. And he didn't like it, but he did respect lightning also. So it's real overcast now. It looks like it's going to rain later on. And so it may be into some rain. But Jessica, I've got to get Mother's supper this afternoon. Jessica's mother, I've shared with y'all. And y'all please continue to pray for her. She has been sick for several months. Very, very bad sick. Like with a blood clot in the heart. And in AFib, and oh my gosh, I just can't even tell you all the stuff that she's had. Strokes, and I think she's younger than I am. So they had to take her back in about a week ago, and they were able to go in to check to see if the blood clot had dissolved in her heart, and it had, and that's after several months. And they were able to shock her heart and to get it out of AFib. So that was a very positive move. But she fell a few weeks ago. And, I mean, she's just very bad sick. She's been to the place where she couldn't walk. And just, you name it. And it's been going on in her body. And just very scary to know that, you know, anything could happen. So anyway, she's been complaining about her leg hurting a lot, and it was hard for her to walk. Well, lo and behold, her sugar dropped. They had to take her to the ER, and they found out last night her leg is broken. It's probably been broken for 3 weeks. I can't even imagine. When I broke this arm, it hurt so badly. So I can't even imagine going 3 weeks with a broken leg. So anyway, Matthew, my nephew, was off today and tomorrow, and she asked me could I cover for Mother for her to go. And so she went over and took care of her this morning, or got her breakfast and stuff like that. Because the house was clean. I saw where she had cleaned this weekend. I took Mother out to eat yesterday. I didn't video it because she was really frazzled when I got there. She was sound asleep, and she didn't want to go. And I went in there and I said, now get up. I've come over here to take you out to eat. You're going to feel better. And I want you to get up. I don't feel good. I know you don't feel good, but you're going to feel better if you and I go off and you go eat. And she did, and we had a great time. But I just didn't film it yesterday. I just wanted it just to be me and her, because she was a little frazzled when she got better, but she was frazzled. But anyway, so I've got to get supper to her, get breakfast to her tomorrow, and I imagine supper tomorrow too. So my today and tomorrow is, I don't guess we're doing anything for the 4th since we went to the lake. But our lake day sure did get cut short because I didn't get a boat ride, and I wanted a boat ride so badly. But it got cut short. I sure didn't want to be out on there. I saw on TikTok where some lake somewhere got a terrible storm, and them pontoons and all were just whipping around, and I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that at all. It just couldn't be helped that I didn't get a boat ride. But I do love a pontoon boat ride because it's so just so relaxing, especially in the evening. It's just so relaxing. But I didn't get it. But Ashley said they were able to get out and get on the boat yesterday. She left from there yesterday morning and drove all the way to her church and sang, which is like, it's over an hour for her to go from, and then drove all the way back and spent the evening. Of course, they stayed till they just had one service yesterday. And, but I was so proud of her. I thought, you're so dedicated. And I respect you for leaving the lake early and driving over an hour to go to church, because she's on the praise team. And I might put her song on here too. I think I've done it before, but she did the song, they do Holy, Holy, Holy in it, and I love that song. So yeah, I'm going to get my nails done. They've needed to be done for several days, because they just, when they get long, they really bother me. I quit doing the dip, and I'm doing acrylic again, which I know the acrylic messes up your nails. But I usually keep my nails on most of the time, but the acrylic just stays longer for me. It's just like every time I turned around, I love the dip, and it's healthier for your nails. But it just like, it doesn't stay as long for me. So, but yeah, I guess, I don't know if we'll even do anything tomorrow. There's probably a lot of people that were supposed to work today that took today off so they could have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for the 4th. So I'm sure there's probably a lot of people that's staying at the lake or swimming, and probably a lot of people will be grilling tomorrow. And we may grill. We can get with John. I'd love for him to grill us a bunch of meat so that I'd already have it for the week. That would be great. Maybe I can talk him into that. And I've still got some fresh squash that Jessica gave me, and I've got some cucumbers, and I'm thinking about getting me some jars and making some pickles, because Matthew has a way that he makes dill pickles. I'm not a huge dill pickle person, but my husband is. And so he uses a mix and vinegar and makes dill pickles. So I'm thinking seriously about making some, because she said they've had hundreds of cucumbers already. Their garden, because of the extra rain that we've gotten, is absolutely gorgeous. I need to insert a picture right here. I'll insert a picture of Matthew and Jessica's garden. But anyway, she is on her way to Jay, Florida, which is not too far over the Alabama line, to be with her mother today and tonight, and then they'll come back home tomorrow evening. So I just wanted to get on here and give y'all a little shout out and see how you were doing. And what about Matthew McConaughey? 16 hours at the Frosty. I bet he thought, this is Podunkville. It is, but it's home for us, and we love it. I just think about how country we are sometimes, how rural, and we're not as country as a lot of places. And we're just 25 miles from Birmingham. But people might be bored by our little town that shuts down early, but I love it. Now, would I consider, if I didn't have grandbabies and close family, would I consider relocating in my retirement years? I would. But I can't stand the thought of leaving my grandbabies. I just can't. Well, and my mother right now too. But mostly Ashley, Michael, and my grandbabies. I can't stand the thought of not seeing them all the time. And I guess it's what you're used to. Some people, haven't had their grandchildren around, but oh man, would I love to have a little seaside place? Yeah, or a place in the mountains. Yeah. And there's even some charming towns that are not too far from us that I wouldn't even mind, that they're country, but they're have a lot more to offer than we do, like an auditorium or like an auditorium and a movie theater. And when we have to go 30 to 45 minutes for the movies, and I know that's not rural for a lot of places, but it would just be nice. I'd like to live in a historic district too. Now that I would love. But then I look and my house is paid for. I'm like, would you really want to start over? No, I'd rather travel and look at those places. And maybe do some Airbnbs in some places like that. I told John we got to start traveling more. But, and you know, it's always mother. And then keeping the boys. But the boys are getting big enough now that even in the evenings, it's not as necessary. I mean, they could get a sitter for the evenings. I just try to help them as much as I can to save money too, because when you're paying a babysitter. So anyway, but sometimes I think it would be neat. I've lived in the same area my whole life, so sometimes I think it would be neat to live somewhere different. But then I think about how good it feels when you've been off for a while and for you to come home. I just think about how good that feels. It does feel good. So what are y'all doing tomorrow for the 4th, or it'll probably be the 4th by the time that you see this. I got a couple of videos to upload. And tell me what you're doing or what you did for the 4th. And I love y'all's comments. I love when you tell me stuff about where you live, you know, what your life is like. I am so curious about how other people live life. And I know that basically we kind of all do the same thing, but then there's differences. And I love to see in people's houses. I love to just know what people do. John says I'm nosy. I say I'm curious. There's a big difference. I'm thinking about going to Hobby Lobby. And there is a thrift store over here that Ashley goes to. She says it's a little higher. And then we have a picking place too. So I'm thinking about, well, it will all depend on how much time I have, because I need to be back at Mother's by 4 o'clock. I need to kind of keep her schedule intact with Jessica gone so that she doesn't get confused or rattled by it. So Jessica usually goes back over there by 4 or 4:30. So we'll see. We'll just see. I go next week for my 6-month checkup on my surgery. My heel's been hurting some, just a throbbing, but it's going to do that. I still have the pain in the leg a good bit, and I've got to talk to him about, there's a thing called CRPS, which is chronic relative pain syndrome, where after you've had surgery or a trauma or a break or something, you can have chronic pain, especially in your arm and leg. So I'm kind of thinking that may be what this is. It's so weird. If y'all have not watched the documentary Help for Maya, you need to watch it. It's on Netflix. And it's so strange how this happens. You know, when you hear, I think it's chronic reflective pain syndrome. You know how when you hear something for the very first time, a new word, just anything, like a new disease, a new sickness, any kind of new object or anything. Have you ever noticed that once you hear it, then you'll hear it again several times? That's what's happened with this. When we were at the beach, my leg hurt a good bit, and I was just like, what can cause pain in your leg? And I think I put even after surgery, and this chronic, I'm going to say relative, maybe reflective, I don't know. It's CRPS. It came up. And I started reading that, and I said, Ash, listen to this. And she said, well, Mom, that may be what it is. You may be having a pain up there that it says it can happen after surgery, after a trauma. So anyway, at the lake the other day, Michael's cousin said, have y'all seen the documentary Help for Maya? And I said, no. And she said, well, you need to watch it. It's a true story. And it's about a little girl that habitually, she's just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And the mother is, mean, it's a really gut-wrenching, so be prepared. It's a very gut-wrenching story. It leaves you emotionally wrought at the end of it. But guess what the little girl had? CRPS. Isn't that crazy? I mean, when Leslie told me, it was a good video that the mother was working really hard to try to get her well and that the state took her away, and I won't tell you all of it. She didn't mention what the little girl had, and we had just talked about that at the beach. And I'm watching it, and the little girl had CRPS. It's so crazy how that happens. I've had that happen so many times where I'd hear something brand new and then I'd hear it again. And it's just like, was it always out there and I just didn't pay attention to it because I'd not heard it? You ever had that to happen to you before? I know, I'm a chatty Cathy today. Just a chatty Cathy today. Oh my gosh, y'all. As soon as they took Riley to, we'll have Riley when they go to the beach in July. And they took Riley to the lake. And oh, she just all over the place running. And Michael's mother had bought a ball and she'd kick it and she'd go after it. And when they got home last night, they went in there, y'all, and she was spread out in the middle of their bed, sound asleep. I'll put the picture in here. Cutest thing in the world. If it'd been one of the kids, Michael would have got onto him for messing up the bed. But with that dog, everybody in the family loves that dog. But she was spread out. And Michael said, look what happened as soon as we got home. And I got so tickled when I saw that. I thought, that is so precious. She is a mess. And she rode on the Sea-Doo with him. You've probably already seen that. Oh my gosh, she's a mess. She is a mess. Well, I have been talking for over 20 minutes now. And so I'm getting close to my nail place, and I might do, like I said, a little bit of shopping around, but I really need to be back no later than 4:30, and it's 10 to 12, so I got a while. It'll take me a good hour in the nail place. I hate going to get my nails done, but I love my nails after I get them done. Makes me just feel more put together, just prettier, like in my videos, like, it shows up. And I don't know, I've had this color on for the last 2 times, so I know I want to change it. I just don't know what I want to change it to. Well, now that y'all have heard my whole life story, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'll be floating by the time they get my nails done. But I'm getting off of here, and I hope y'all have a wonderful 4th of July. This is probably going to be afterwards. I hope you had. If you did something great and fun, or you went somewhere unique and different, let me know what you did. If you just got together with family and just loved on your family, just tell me that. If you have not subscribed, if you're watching this, I have a faith-based channel. Now, if you're watching this, even if you don't think that applies to you, go subscribe. It's called Let Your Light Shine all together, Let Your Light Shine 7234. There's links on the bottom of my page. I'm really trying to build that channel up, and I have 2 new lessons to get recorded, which I'll probably do tomorrow. That car stopped really quick. I'll probably get the last 2 lessons of John recorded tomorrow, and then we'll start Revelation. And I just want to say to y'all too on here that if you're really wanting a study Bible and you'd like to start watching these, it's like I sit down in my living room and we talk just like I'm talking now. That's the way I teach. And so many of you have said, Suzanne, you simplify it so much that I understand it sometimes when I can't even understand it in church. And that's a blessing to me, because that's what I want to do. And but if you'd like to get started watching some of these Bible lessons, and but you don't have a study Bible and you'd really love to have a study Bible, I buy very good used study Bibles and send them to you. It's something that I do that I love. It's what I use a lot of it with the little bit of money I make on YouTube, I try to put it back into it. So if you need a study Bible, don't be embarrassed to ask me, because if you can't afford it right now, or you just don't even know how to get online and do that kind of stuff, send me an email. I'll put my email address right here, srlight56@gmail. Write me, give me your home address, and say, Suzanne, I would love a study Bible. I buy the good used ones. They may have a name in the front of them. They may have a little yellow highlighter somewhere, but I always buy the ones that are in very good shape. I would love to send you a study Bible. I have sent probably 100 study Bibles through the years to people, and it gives me great joy, and it's going to give you great joy, because when we start teaching Revelation, you are not going to want to miss that. So go subscribe, like this video, give it a thumbs up, that helps. Go subscribe to my new channel, Let Your Light Shine, at Let Your Light Shine 7234, or go below to the link. And then if you want a study Bible, send me an email. Man, I just told y'all a lot of stuff to do. John says I'm bossy like that. I guess he's right. I am a kind of a take charge person. As my girlfriend Janice says, let's go get our nails did. I said, what are you doing? I got my nails did. So let's go get our nails did and just have an enjoyable day out and about, and go spend some time with Mama I Love afterwards. And I'll see y'all later. Bye. Mwah.